Hello everybody and welcome back. Last session went incredibly well for us. We cleared out the last of this null layer thanks to an extremely high sleep spell roll from Malin. We missed some treasure under the fireplace, so we went looking for treasure and an escape route, and Sylvia indeed did find a secret door into this passageway. It led to a dead end, so we looked for more secret doors, and Sylvia, yet again, found another one. I have to say, she hasn't been the best archer a lot of the times, but she has really shone through in the last session. We then found ourselves in some extremely old structure, and we fought a gelatinous cube. We then fought what has to be probably one of the most dangerous foes, called a wight, which can level drain. And again, we got initiative, and Donard managed to turn the undead. And when we searched this chamber here, we found some seriously good treasure, the best being a sword +2. And then Donard found what he hoped would be a helm +1, or something similar, and it turned out to be a helm of alignment change, so he is now lawful, and he hates it. I did roll to look for secret doors in the actual sarcophagus. That wasn't necessary, but luckily Sylvia yet again found it, even though that secret door isn't actually in the book. I didn't intend to explore this dungeon until probably towards the end of the Caves of Chaos, but, well, I'm going with the dice rolls, and yes, luck has found us here. I'm not complaining. I can always try the previous cave I intended to do later. We might even leave this one halfway through and come back to it. But the other milestone about the last session was that 3 of our party members have leveled up. Yeah, that's 3 of them. We have Carrick, Sylvia, and Malin. I know, Sylvia is the first time leveling up, and Carrick and Malin are going to level 3. This will be a significant jump for Malin because he can cast level 2 spells, or at least one of them, and he happens to have a scroll of mirror image and one of invisibility. While Donard and Liz were weapons training for 2 weeks, he had plenty of time to cast read magic and study these, and he's now ready to put them into his book. Mirror image is handy, but invisibility is, well, that's, if sleep is powerful for level 1, invisibility is powerful for level 2, and I also on top of that have to give him a spell of my choice. Sylvia finally makes it off level 1. Oh my god, she's now level 2. She needs another spell as well. She has read magic and magic missile at the minute. I think I'm going to give her charm person to add to our overall variety. And Carrick, well, not much will happen to him. He'll get some extra HP, which is badly needed. He doesn't have a good constitution. He won't be eligible for weapons training at level 3 because a demi-human, they have to wait till level 4. So let's roll for his HP. He needs a good roll. 11 is good, but, well, more is better obviously. So here goes, please. 6. Good. That's certainly in the upper half. So his HP is now 17, and his current HP is 12, so he could do with a heal. Staff of Healing. Now Sylvia has 6 HP, that's why she's sort of taken the back line. I have had mixed results in rolling for HP. Liz is level 3, and she's had a 3, a 2, and a 4, which is expected. Donard is level 3, and he's at a 5, a 2, and a 1, which is pretty bad. 3d6 ought to be 10 or 11, not 8. Luckily he's got a great constitution. Let's see what can Sylvia do. She throws 1 quite often. And she throws a 1. Okay, her HP is 7. Right. Well, oh dear. What can you say? And I'm going to write charm person into, so she now can cast 2 level 1 spells, and her level is now 2. And Malin, well, let's roll for his HP. He's got 6. That's actually fairly good. Oh, and he throws a 1. Okay, so he's up to 7. Now what will his new spell be? Right, so he's gonna immediately write mirror image and invisibility into his book. Detect invisibility is a good one. Or web. From playing Baldur's Gate computer games, web is incredible. Yeah, he's gonna get web. Right. Okay. So the party are in the crypt, and we're going to make our way back to this crossroads, and we can either go ahead, left, or right. Let's do 1 to 2 ahead, 3 to 4 left, 5 to 6 right. Okay, and well, everybody apart from Carrick wants to go right. Okay, so we make our way slowly, 60 feet every 10 minutes, until we come to a door. Now Liz is going to listen at the door. She doesn't hear anything. She's going to check for traps. She doesn't find anything. It's not up to her to open the door. Before Carrick opens the door, Donard is going to use the Staff of Healing on him. Yes, and he is up to his new 17 health. Well, let's open the door and we find something we've seen before, which is manacles around the walls with chains and skeletons hanging in these ones. Apart from one, which there's a young woman chained up. Her head is hanging low, and she says, "Help me," in a rather desperate voice. I suppose we're duty bound to go up and help her. Right. Now let's roll for surprise from her point of view. Shit. Sorry. She lifts up her head, and she was wearing a hood, and her hood falls back. Her hair is a nest of snakes, and her eyes glow. This is a Medusa. And she immediately tries to turn Carrick to stone. Oh boy. Right. He needs a 10 or more. Yes, and he saves. Okay, now we have to roll for initiative. She might get a second attack in. It's mutual. Oh my god, she does. Right. We haven't actually engaged her in combat, so there is about maybe 5 feet between us. She has an attack with the snakes in her hair. Those are only a few inches long. They can't reach us yet. Let's see if her second attack works. Oh, that's an 11. He saves again. Okay. Argo, we're gonna run and close that door. I'm sorry. I wonder if you can lock doors. Let's see if Liz can actually not just pick a lock, but actually lock it. 30. No, her open locks is 25. There isn't a rule for reverse open locks, in other words, lock. I think that might be an interesting one to add. Okay, well that's that area sorted out. We got out of that luckily. Yeah, that saving throw of 11 was close. So we're back to here. And, well, this dungeon is a lot scarier than anything we've been in before. I think we might... will we continue? Well, we're feeling good about ourselves. Let's go back to this crossroads and think for a minute. Right, let's take a vote on this. Are we going to leave or are we going to stay? 1 to 3 is leave, 4 to 6 is stay. And everybody apart from Sylvia, who seems to be enjoying herself finding secret doors, wants to leave. So that's what we'll do. So we're going to make our way all the way back through here to the Knoll Cave. Then all the way back out of the Knoll Cave into the outside world. And we're back here. Now should we go back to the keep? I think we should. This cave looks quite dangerous. We may pick up a second retainer. Not only that, but it would be good to sort of put our new level ups into place by having a proper sleep, as opposed to just doing it in the middle of a dungeon. Let's roll for the weather. Okay, and that's immediately low again. Uncertain. Right. And yep, guess what? It's raining. Right. So let's roll for this morning's wandering monsters. We don't find any. Okay. It's going to be quite late in the evening by the time we get to about here. We've spent maybe about 6 hours in the dungeon. It's probably 4 in the evening. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's definitely. In fact, we might have to camp here in these foothills. And we don't find anything when we make camp. So yes, we're just going to go back the next morning. And there are no morning wandering monsters. So yes, we make it back to the keep for what is midday. And that means we have time to go to the tavern, eat, find another retainer if we think we need one, and go to bed, rest, level up properly. Okay. Right, we're back in the keep. We've spent one night and everybody who has leveled up has leveled up. Sylvia has 1 magic missile and 1 charm spell. Malin still has his 2 sleep spells and he has chosen invisibility for his level 2 spell. Donard has gone to the chapel for his morning prayers. He is now lawful because of this helm of alignment change. He comes out and he meets this priest going the other way with his 2 acolytes, and the priest says, "Oh, good morning, and how do we find you this morning?" And Donard, much to his surprise and horror, says, "Oh, good morning," back to him. And the priest walks on, giving Donard a very strange look. He thinks he's being mocked. And Donard walks this way, and when he gets round a corner, he just falls against the side of a building and tries to get that bloody helmet off him. Oh God. So we all go back to the tavern. And here we are, and it is breakfast time. And everybody has been waiting for Donard. This is Angel, our retainer. We're going to think whether or not we need him. We may swap him out for Stuart the thief, but we're going to have breakfast with him anyway. And Donard says, "Do you know, this is really the best breakfast. It's really good manners to thank our host. We haven't done that. I think we should." And, well, he still has a charisma of 4. So he looks over at the barman, sticks a hand up and goes, "Oi." And the barman looks over. Donard points at the breakfast. and then gives a big thumbs up and says, "Nice." And well, that's Donard doing his lawful duty to show someone they've been appreciated. Our 4 young adventurers, the Goblin Bashers, have gone. I think they've run out of money and booze, so maybe they've gone to the Caves of Chaos themselves to try their luck. Well, there are a couple of caves we haven't done, but in their place are these 2 louche fellows here with capes and travelling clothes. They're just sitting there in a rather slobbish position. They don't even pretend to have manners. This one here wants the attention of the barman, and so he's just snapping his fingers to get it. That of course draws everyone's attention, and I'm going to do a roll for Sylvia and Liz. Green is Sylvia, yellow is Liz, and if they roll a 1 or a 2, then they see something. And Sylvia sees it with her sharp elven eyes. Beneath the cloaks of these people here, she notices the emblem that they themselves wore in the Black Eagle Barony. They are indeed members of the Iron Ring, and Sylvia, with some control, gasps but keeps it to herself. Right, she might have a whispering word with Liz later. I think this will be our final breakfast with Angel for the moment. After he's done, he can go back to there. We're not necessarily done with retainers. I think, considering how well we've done in the past few caves, we're feeling a bit good about ourselves. But we might want to bring another ranged person, and this little thief, well, he seemed quite good with a bow. So we'll get Liz to go over. He left us on bad terms the last time due to Malin trying to show off and put some Black Widow spiders to sleep. So he's going to demand 60%. Let's see if we can get him down to 50. Okay, well that's 9. That's possibly friendly. Okay, so we maybe will go for 50. And that's 6. Okay, well we got him down to 50, but he'll probably want something else as well. So it's adios to Angel and welcome back Stew Rat. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the general store. There's 2 of them, and we're going to stock up on what we think we might need. We're definitely going to buy more flasks of oil and torches, because we came upon that wraith and most of our ranged people were ineffectual against it because we don't have magic arrows. But we could get a lot more flasks of oil and torches, so we can set more things on fire. And the other thing we're going to buy is silver daggers. We have found many of these as treasure, maybe about 5, and we have sold them. That was maybe a bit short-sighted. They're 30 gold pieces each, and we're going to buy another 6, so that is 1 each. Malin can have 2 and give it to Stew Rat should he need it. And that should hopefully be enough for us to go back to the Caves of Chaos. But I, myself, am in 2 minds of what to do next. I don't think we're going to do this Hobgoblin cave. It's more of the same. We did find the secret entrance into this cave, which looks interesting. We also could work out that this entrance K is the same strange crypt type place, subterranean building that we've already been into from this secret entrance. So that's it. Do we go in through here? Or do we go and try somewhere new? I don't see why we would want to try somewhere new. We've tried to equip ourselves for here. So I think when we get back to the Caves of Chaos, we're going to just try this cave here. I would say that Carrick, who is used to underground structures, will have sussed that this cave entrance is probably linked to the rooms that we have discovered so far. It's about 10 o'clock and we get out of sight of the keep's sort of safe zone by 12 o'clock. And it is Wandering Monster time. And it luckily isn't. We get back to what has become our campsite here in the evening. And there isn't any wandering monsters. What was the weather like when we set off this morning? Okay, well that's uncertain. What a surprise. So by the time we move along the road, it's... okay, that's roll again. So yes, there may be a rumbling of thunder in the distance. There may be a bit of sunshine over here. And for once, the rain doesn't come down. It just stays the way it is. It's a very overcast grey day. Somewhere between the clouds, there is a bit of blue. But nothing to suggest that we're going to see good weather. And that's what it's like when we get to the campsite. So we camp overnight and we prepare ourselves for the caves the next day. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll Carrick's dice. Dwarves can search for building structures. If he gets a 1 or a 2, which is a success, then he will be able to suss that entrance K and this secret passage are part of the same place. And, well, he doesn't suss that. So we're going to go all the way through the Knoll Cave and back through our secret entrance here and back to here. We got up at 8 o'clock in the morning, took us about 2 hours to get to the caves, and considering that we do 60 feet every 10 minutes, it's going to take us another 2 hours to get here, so it's easily 10 in the morning, and we're back at this junction. Now we're going to try and go to the west, and sure enough, we come to a door and another passage. Liz is going to listen at the door, and she doesn't hear anything. Carrick opens the door and we find an empty room, and this room is furnished like a guest's bedroom, but the walls are draped in tapestries showing some very lurid, evil scenes, maybe demon worshipping, sacrificing people. And there's a sort of desk, cups and plates on it, and they're caked with dry blood. For a guest room, this is pretty sick. We're not even going to bother searching it. So the only option we have is to go back here and down some stairs. Now we can see that the room ahead of us is lit, so we're going to extinguish our lantern and get our front line to stand here. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just 50 feet away. We can see into this room. And this room it's a torture room. It's got tables, benches with cruel looking equipment on it. It's got racks on the wall with bizarre twisted pieces of metal. And milling about here is a torturer. Did we get surprise on him as we come down these stairs? Or is he here and has got surprise on us? And we're both mutually surprised. So we've come down these stairs, he's come round that corner. Yeah, we've surprised each other. Now this torturer attacks on sight. Yeah, and we have no problems attacking him. Let's see who gets initiative. Right, we get initiative. Let's do missiles first. Let's do Sylvia, level 2 Sylvia. Right, throws a double 1. Okay, maybe she's getting a bit ahead of herself there. Right, let's do our retainer Stuart. And he throws a 3, that's a miss. And let's do Liz. And she throws a double 2. Why? Is it the sight of all the torture equipment? Was he moving too quickly? That was appalling. Right, let's do Donard. He throws a double 4, and this is ridiculous. Let's do Carrick. Now Carrick, because he's got a +2 strength and a +2 sword, he does 1d8 + 4. That's an incredible 5 to 12 damage. If he hits, I have no explanation to roleplay that. Right, let's do the torturer. And he does 1d6 plus 2 damage. And he's equally bad. Okay, clearly the shock of the surprise got to both sides. Round 2. And it's mutual initiative. Right, we're definitely pairing off here. But let's do missiles first. Normally in the past, when it's been mutual, I've always done the enemies first. But in reality, the order of combat, missiles, magic, etc. still ought to take place. We have 3 missiles. That's Sylvia. She hits and does 4 damage. He's from 19 to 15. Stuart fumbles badly. Liz, double 5, fumbles badly. Right. Melee. We'll do our team first. Donard, 6. Carrick, 14. That's a 1. His Thaco is 15, he hits AC 1. Torturer has AC 5, and he does 5 damage, he's down to 10. Right, this Torturer is going to swing at Carrick. And he misses. He's a level 3 fighter, his Thaco is 17. Round 3. And we get initiative. Okay. Sylvia hits, does 5 damage, he's down to 5. Stuart hits, he's down to 2. Liz misses. Donard misses. Carrick misses. The Torturer, he has quite a low morale of 8, but he fights on. And he misses. Okay, round 4. And he gets a double swing in, because it's his turn. And he misses. Right, then we have 3 missile rounds again. Oh god, Sylvia, who has hit twice. That was Stuart. That was Liz. I'm going to say there's some sort of evil presence in this room that makes your head swim and makes you a bit cross-eyed. Donard finally hits. His Thaco is 16, hits AC 1. He gets +3 to hit and damage, so that's 4. He kills the Torturer. That fight went on a bit longer than I thought it would do. Okay, so we're gonna look around this room, and what do we find? It says the Torturer's weapon is a huge battle axe, and he does 1d6 plus 2 damage. A battle axe, strictly speaking, you always lose initiative, but 1d6 is more appropriate for a hand axe. He sleeps in here, and he's got his bed here. Now we're going to search this room thoroughly for any evidence of who this person works for and what type of people are here. We don't find any evidence, but we do find 135 gold pieces in his mattress and a bracelet worth 700 gold pieces. By the way, when Angel left us, he left us with 290 XP and 115 gold. Right, what are we going to do next? Well, as we're looking around this torture room, Malin is again completely taken over with the ingenuity and skill and bizarre intelligence that goes into making these strange things. And it's Carrick who gives him a hard stare under his bushy eyebrows. But unlike Ben, Carrick doesn't say anything, but he's keeping a watchful eye. Let's go back to here and we'll follow this path the next time. So, see you then.